How do you talk to someone you disagree with? That's what I'm going to show you how to do in this one. Hey, it's Ranesh, and I want to get into these 4 ideas that will really help you talk to people that you disagree with. Look, no matter how you cut it, you're in the world, and there's going to be people out there most often that don't agree with you and I. You know, they have different opinions on politics, on love, relationships, on how you live your life, all of that stuff. But the key is this: if you're going to be out there in the world engaging with people, which you should be, and even if it's virtually on a screen, you got to know how to actually talk to those people that you don't fully agree with. I'm going to share 4 ideas on what's helped me talk to thousands of people, whether it's through my business, whether it's through us delivering programs and courses online. How do you actually talk and help and connect with people you disagree with? First thing is this: realize that before you get into that conversation, you are not there as a reactor. You're not going into the conversation to react. You're going in there to observe. You're going in there to observe. So what does this mean? Does that mean you're just going to not say anything and just, agree with everything they're saying? No, it's okay to disagree, but at first, observe what they are telling you. Observe them. How are they speaking about the thing that they're talking so strongly about? Even if you don't agree with it, what are they like? Where is all that ambition, that frustration, that hatred, that sense of, passion, whatever it is that they have? Where is that coming from on this topic area that they're talking to you about? So the first step is this: observe. Let them talk. Let them kind of get whatever is in their mind and heart out there. And this is where a lot of people fail. When other people start talking that they don't necessarily agree with, there's this natural tendency to defend yourself or to back yourself up and be like, oh no, I do it this way, or this is the way I think about it. No, how can you think about it this way when this is the real way to do it? X all of that. Observe, don't react. That's number 1. And as you observe, watch their facial expressions. Watch their, eye movements. Watch how they talk about a certain topic. And you will get the insight of how meaningful this may be for them. Even if you don't agree with them, you will get an idea of where this emotional energy is coming from. And it's usually not in the content of what they're saying. It's something beneath. Something beneath lies underneath the content of what they're saying. And your job is to observe that. Then the second thing is this: realize that you first want to make them feel understood. You want to make them feel understood. So what does this mean? Well, people really, more than anything, more than them understanding you, which is, we all have this kind of tendency of people to understand us. The people you're talking to want to feel understood. They want to feel like you actually get them. And if you can make them feel understood, even though you don't agree with them, you will see just by doing that, they will diffuse their aggression, their passion, their sense of needing approval from the world about their idea. That will automatically diffuse if they feel understood. If you say something like, you know what? I've never thought about it that way. Or, gosh, that's a really unique way to think about it. I've never thought of that. Or, wow, you know what? It's interesting how you came up with that, because I've never thought about it that way, but it's really interesting. Tell me more. Make them feel understood. Don't make them feel like they're way out in left field, because underlying a lot of these aggressions, frustrations that people are having on a topic that you don't agree with, is this need for connection. It's this need to feel like someone else gets me. If you can give them a piece of that by listening, by not interrupting them, by asking them more questions on the topic that they're talking about, and really as an observer, really as a silent observer, really as someone that just because you observe, that doesn't mean you agree. Really as just someone that's there to kind of understand them more. Now, the third one's really important. You have to then introduce your opinion as well, right? You're not there to just sit there, not introduce your opinion, and just agree with everything they said. You're trying to talk to those people that you don't agree with. So you have to introduce your opinion. How do you do that? Well, there's a gateway word that you use to introduce that opinion. You're not going to say something like, I know you feel like that, but, or you're not going to start off with, but this is not the right way to think about it. But. That's not the right way to transition into your opinion. The best way to do it is just to go right to it and say, I've always thought about it like this. I've always thought about it like this. It's really interesting that you mentioned that. I've always kind of thought about it like this. So now when you're not using the word but, and this is going to be hard in the beginning, you're not making it so it's him or her versus you. You don't want to get polarity if you don't disagree with this person. The last thing you want is polarity in the conversation. What you want is alignment. And the way to get alignment is to kind of make them feel understood and then add in there, I've always thought about it this way. And here's why I've thought about it this way. I know you think about it this way. Here's why I've thought about it these other ways. And maybe this can kind of add something to what you're saying or whatever it is. So now you are introducing what you are thinking about this topic, or your opinion on the political climate, or your opinion on, global warming, or your opinion on, relationships or how to raise kids, whatever it is. You're not attacking them. You're not combating them. You're not going against them. You're just adding your opinion. You will see now, if you've observed what they were saying and you've actually made them feel understood, and then you're adding your opinion integrating that into that conversation, they will be more open to receiving it from you much more effectively than if you just butted in with the but word, or you said, hey, you think about it this way, I do it this way. That's just not going to get you anywhere. Now, as you move forward, what do you do next? The fourth thing is this. You have to end this conversation supporting their kind of ambition, supporting their kind of need to kind of express themselves. And the way you do that is say, look, that was really interesting how you pointed some of those things out. Thanks for sharing that. I've never really thought about it that way. And, it's really cool that we can have this conversation on this because, I'm thinking about it this way, you're thinking about it this way. And it's really great that we can have a conversation on the ways we are uniquely approaching the same thing. Maybe there's a place here where we can find a unique solution based on what you said and based on how I'm thinking. I'm sure there must be a unique solution here that could be better than even what we're discussing. So now you're actually making it so that your person that you don't agree with and your opinion and their opinion, you're actually trying to merge the two and take the best of both worlds and see where that next better place is that you can land in. So now you're using that person as an enhancement to the overall solution, all right? So this is a simple and effective 4-step play or ideas to kind of think through things with someone that you don't agree with. Look, I'm not trying to have you change them. You're not trying to go in there and combat them or debate them or negotiate with them. This is not about those things. What this is about is you just talking to the person that you don't necessarily agree with. That's it. And that's it. You're going to have people in your life, whether it's your parents, whether it is, a sibling, whether it is a friend or a coworker, a family member, you don't always agree with them. And it's more important to keep the connection between you two in a certain area alive than to kind of cut that off. Now, the whole exception here is that if you do not want to hang out with them, you do not see them, you don't want to be around them because you have totally different standards, then of course you're not that interested in keeping that connection there, but you are also interested in presenting the ability to be a leader, to talk about things in an effective way. So leadership modeling is super important. Even if you don't want to kind of keep a connection with them, at least raise your own standard to kind of sustain that need and sustain that exemplification for leadership within this conversation. So I hope this helped. 4 ideas to connect with someone and to talk to people you don't always agree with. Use these and you'll see you'll have more effective conversations. You'll actually learn something from them. They won't feel as intimidated. They won't feel attacked. And you will actually have a peaceful interaction with the same person that you're used to disagreeing with so often, right? It's not about disagreements. It is more so about how can we connect? How can we jive? How can we resonate so that way the sum of these two parts becomes greater through our collaboration, right? So I hope this one helped. Keep these in mind, and I will see you in the next one. If you like this video, share it, like it, and please subscribe to my channel here. It helps so much. We're growing this channel. Would totally love your support. I'll see you on the next one. As always, live inspired.